It's been, what, 15 years? What have you been doing in the last decade and a half?
Yeah, I've just been working, man. I've been working, coaching football for the last, 14 years, and I'm finally back here where it all started. So it's been a good journey for me, and I'm happy to be back here at Oregon State. Civil War 2016. Hopefully it ends up like my last Civil War here.
So you just got back to Oregon State.
I got back to Oregon State in February. I was hired by Coach Anderson.
Where were your stops on the way?
I was a graduate assistant coach at the University of Kentucky when I left here for Rich Brooks for 2 years.
Who is a Duck, by the way? I don't know if you knew that.
Duck, though, it was a Beaver. He graduated from Oregon State.
Okay, good.
And then from there, I got my first full-time job as a special teams coordinator at Weber State University, which is in Utah. Big Sky Conference with Portland State, no schools. And I was there for 7 years, coaching special teams, and I ended up being a D coordinator in my last 3 years. And then from there, I went to the University of Montana as a special teams guy there a couple of years. And then last year, I was at University of Hawaii as a special teams coordinator. And then back to Oregon State, where it all started.
Back to where it all began.
Yeah.
Did you know when you decided to leave Roseburg and go to Oregon State that you would become part of Beavers lore?
No. You know what? It's a funny story because I actually went to the Air Force Academy out of high school, and then just things didn't work out there, and I came back to Oregon State. But as you know, Joey, I was a quarterback.
Oh, I know. All-state quarterback at Roseburg. You know, we played against each other in the Shrine Game.
Yeah. Number 2 All-State behind you my senior year.
Well, at least I got something on you, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't know I'd be coming back, but it ended up working out pretty good. And it gets better as you get older, right? All your memories and everything. So I'm just really excited for this week and to be back in Oregon. It's been a long journey, but very rewarding and fulfilling.
You mentioned your memories. What do you actually remember from that game? Because the farther removed we get, the less I tend to remember. But maybe I'm just blocking a lot out.
Oh, well, I remember a guy throwing a lot of picks. No, it was an awesome game. Just remembering just the build up going into it, right? Oregon State, Oregon. There's implications. We were both top 10 teams, I think.
Because you guys were number 4, we were number 6 or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. But I mean, we were actually, the whole United States college football, this was the game of the week. So there was a lot on the line, and obviously both teams were good. And going into the game, there's going to be a winner and loser, but obviously there's just so much for Oregon State, on the line there, because we haven't been relevant in college football since the Rose Bowl 42 or whatever. So just so much to build up and a lot of excitement. I remember it was ABC Sports and Keith Jackson.
It was Keith Jackson. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So
if game day they would have been there, I think, huh?
Was college game day there?
No, but they should have been.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. For those who don't actually know the story, I threw 5 picks that game. We lost to Oregon State, and you got 3 of them. What was it that day? Like, was I tipping something? I know a couple of those balls were tipped, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw that out there as an asterisk. 4.
One was. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So what was it? Was I tipping it off? Was I staring down receivers? What was it that you just had my number?
I think going into the game, we had a couple, tips on you and formation, all that stuff, and going into the game. It's really kind of ironic is my coach at the time is now the offensive coordinator at Oregon, Matt Lubick. So he was my safeties coach, which is really small world. But going to that game, we, watching all the film and stuff, there's some things, definitely indicators of where you're going. I think Keenan Howery was your guy, and you guys had like 3 or 4 routes that you loved. And then I think my favorite one was you saw number 31 out there. You thought you could just take him. We set you up. You thought you had man coverage on you, but it was zone, and we set you up and I undercut, I think, a corner out. But we had a good game plan going in there, and with those DNs we had right there, I mean, you had no time to throw. So.
Oh, you guys were great. You guys were so good on defense that year.
Yeah, but it was just a combination of things. I mean, but yeah, it was fun. It was a fun game. I did drop another one. I don't know if you remember, but there was actually one I dropped.
Really?
Yeah.
So it could have been 6. It could have been 6 picks, and you had 4 of them.
Yeah.
Or did you end up just getting another one anyway in that same series?
No, it was a different series. But that was the one I was like, man, I could have had 4. I think it was a dig on the backside with an under a shallow route. Who was your coordinator? Was it Peterson or Tedford?
It was Tedford. It was Tedford.
Okay.
Yeah. The irony is, other than those 5 interceptions and getting blindsided and fumbling, I played a pretty good game that game. But it was those 5 picks that created the nickname for most of Beaver Nation of Joey 5 Picks. Did you start that? Are you gonna say that you're gonna claim to starting that nickname?
Oh, no, I did not. I did not.
Do you wish you would have?
Yeah, man. So.
Do you actually have any of those footballs?
You know what? I never got one.
What?
I just got the back here, and I think no, I didn't get one, but
Man,
I don't need one. I still got the memory. I always keep it.
I was going to ask for one back if you still had it. Just kind of a common courtesy. Mind if I have that thing back? Somebody asked me to ask you that since you seem to pick everything of mine off, if I was walking by, would you also pick my wallet? Like, are you that good that you could get my wallet as well?
No, I don't think so, man. That's not my style, but I don't think I could pull that off.
More of a stand-up guy now.
Yeah.
Any questions that you have for me? Like that's like one of those, it's funny that we're actually speaking now because I've heard your name for the last 15 years and it just always brings me back to that game. And it's funny, I heard Coach Anderson talking about you yesterday. Like there is just this, every time this week comes up, it's Jake Cookus. But we've never actually spoken since college. Like anything that you want to know from me.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've actually followed your career now, so I've been knowing a lot of what you've been doing. But I guess, when is the last time you've been to Corvallis? Will you ever come here again?
Okay, the last time I was in Corvallis, I called the Oregon State, San Diego State game. It was 2 years ago. Donnell Pumphrey was a sophomore. So, but, I will honestly say, and I'm not just blowing smoke here, walking back in there brought back a ton of memories, but the people in Corvallis were genuine. Like they were really just genuinely good people and genuinely good fans. And it's funny that, there's so much, I don't want to call it hatred, but there's such a heated rivalry, Oregon and Oregon State. I've kind of softened on it a little bit through the years. Like, I will, I guess I was going to say don't tell anybody, but this is broadcasting live on TV, so, so much for that. But I actually root for Oregon State sometimes. Do you ever find yourself rooting for Oregon? Come on.
Maybe.
Come on.
When I was, when we weren't doing so well here in Beaver Nation, and I was out in Montana or Kentucky, it's always nice to see the Northwest represented because of all the bias. But I got to say, I'm back in Oregon, and there's no love.
Fair enough. You earned it.
I will say, though, you did bounce back the next year in the Civil War game. And
well, no thanks to me. Yes. I played in 3 Civil War games and threw 0 touchdown passes. Not one. 5 picks, 2 fumbles, and no touchdown passes.
Yeah.
How's that for a stat line?
I did say that last one. That I still remember the fumble. I got that one too. Remember 4th and 1.
No, you recovered the fumble?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
I was like, man, I really appreciate it, Joey.
Okay, so here's what happened on that play. So Bellotti called 24 load. He said, all right, which was a run play to the right. We're pulling the backside guard. And he said when he sees that, when the DN sees the guard pull, he's going to scream down in the line of scrimmage. Just don't tell anybody, but just keep the ball and roll out the backside because you're going to be scot-free. You'll get a first down, slide, and kill the game. So I did it. 24 load going to the right, gave him the open hand coming through, peeled out the backside, and I think it was Swancut who was waiting for me right there and just punched the ball out. And you're the one who recovered it.
Yeah, man. It was. I remember that. I was like, oh man, Joey, really appreciate that one, bro.
As if the 3 picks weren't enough. And seriously, like I just get to stare at your jersey one more time in the background there. Yeah. Just in case you forget who you are, you got to remind yourself.
Yeah. Hey, Coach said to decorate your office with stuff that you're proud of. So.
Well, I'm glad I could contribute to that Tostitos Fiesta Bowl patch on your jersey because those 5 picks sent you on your way.
Yeah. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Hey, I appreciate it, buddy. Thank you for taking your time out of the schedule. And I know you can't make a call on this game since you're coaching now for Oregon State, but any gut feelings on what we might see?
I know it's going to be a good game, and I know our guys are going to go out there and lay it on the line for 4 quarters, 60 minutes, and give everything they got. And we're playing good football right now, and the guys believe in what we're doing, and it's going to be a good game. And hopefully we're on the right side, but I do think it's going to come down to probably 4 or 5 plays.
Do you have any eligibility left?
If I did, you wouldn't want to see
Okay,
me.
good. I just want to make sure you're not going to be out there because at least then Oregon stands a chance.
Oh, yeah.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you taking the time.
All right, man. Good talking to you.
All right, go Ducks.
All right, man. Hey, I got an open invitation. If you want to come down to the game, we'll get you a sideline pass.
Ooh, tempting, but that would mean I'd have to go back to Corvallis.
Yeah.
All right, Jake. Thanks, bud.
All right, man.
All right, talk soon.
See ya.